My man of the match was the referee. Well done to you, Tom Neild. Hello everybody and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions. It's time for another review of another Oxford United game. Today the Yellows were at home to Ipswich Town. So it's third versus fourth in League One, and after two defeats in the league, Oxford will be looking to get back to winning ways today. A difficult game against Ipswich Town, who themselves have been on a bad run but did manage to get a good 4-1 win against Accrington last time out. Before we get into team news, just a random bit of news that came out of Oxford United this week. That's that Carl Robinson has been linked with the Malaga job. The Malaga job? Where the hell's that one come from? They're like near the bottom in Spain, second division. Yes, it looks very tempting because Malaga, weather-wise anyway, is far nicer than Oxford is. But you cannot think Carl Robinson's going to take that job, and he's quite rightly come out and distanced himself from it. Crazy story. On the pitch, as you would expect, there were changes from the defeat to Rotherham last time out. John Massinio came in for Elliot Moore. Marcus Brown came in for Cameron Brannigan, who's still struggling a bit with his injury. Nathan Holland got a start. He came in for Mark Sykes. And Matty Taylor came up front for Mackie. Nothing really surprising there. A very good attacking side. A lot of pace in that side as well. You have to say we're up against one of the best sides in the league. In terms of the size of their squad, Ipswich are, rightly so, had a great season this year. Led by James Norwood, who they stole away from Tranmere Rovers. He scored 10 goals for them. Caden Jackson, who has scored 9. Mercifully, he's injured tonight. And Luke Garbutt. Everyone remembers him from last season when he was alone at Oxford United. He's had a really good start to the season. He scored 6 goals. I didn't know he had it in him. Can anybody actually remember the last time we played Ipswich? I was thinking about it. I can't think. I think it's like back in the 90s. I've got memories of O'Neill Donaldson and Kevin Francis. I mean, ask your parents, kids, if you don't know who they are. God, I feel old now. Terrible weather conditions blighted this game, certainly in the first half anyway. Not surprisingly, it blunted both sides, and it ended up being Oxford United 0, Ipswich Town 0. So a disappointing game, you would say. A lot of people probably would have been expecting a few goals in this one. But as I said, the weather really did play its part. The weather at the start of the match in Oxfordshire was absolutely atrocious. Heavy winds, heavy rain. The pitch just got so waterlogged so quickly. Within a matter of minutes, there was standing water on the pitch. Players really struggling to pass the ball. And after 25 minutes, the referee had to stop the match. He had to go over and speak to the managers, and he had to do his own assessment of the pitch. Players went off and did a 5-minute break when he did this. And of course, everyone thinks it turns into a farce, and everyone laughs at the referee rolling the ball around on the centre circle, running up and down, trying to determine if the pitch is fit to play. But let's remember, guys, the referee does have a duty of care to the players and the officials. If people get injured because of the bad playing conditions, that is on him. So I think he did absolutely the right thing. It was well within his rights to do that. And he got the game back ahead. He judged it to be good enough to carry on playing. So good on you, referee. Would have been terrible to abandon that one, especially for Ipswich to have to go all the way back to Suffolk, only to come back to Oxford later on in the season. And as you can see, I'm talking about referees rolling the ball around the pitch because this was not a great game at all, especially from Oxford's point of view and especially in the first half. Very poor again, a little bit like on Saturday where they didn't start well. And it was Ipswich who really had the best chances. They were the ones creating all the who created all the pressure. And let's be fair, they really should have had a penalty. Musinho looks like he absolutely wrestles. I've heard someone call it an RKO. Norwood to the ground, and I've seen it, and oh god, all I can say is, I've got my Oxford hat on, all I can say is it doesn't look great. Ipswich fans, I can feel your hate. Norwood then scored a few minutes later, but it was ruled offside, and Oxford very lucky to go in 0-0 at half time. Let's hope they can have a better second half. As you can see, my notes for the second half are completely blank. So that tells you it wasn't great. Although Oxford were improved. They did play a lot better. They were a lot more on the front foot. I'm not sure if that was because they had the wind behind them in the second half. But they did put in a lot stronger showing. But that did not mean that Ipswich didn't pose a threat as well. This game really could have gone either way in the second half. It just needed somebody, a rub of the green to go one way or the other, and someone would have snatched it. But it wasn't to be for either side. Oxford, you know I'm going to sound like a broken record now. We've got this continual problem of not being able to score goals. Thank God the defence turned up again for this game. I know a lot of you were quick to slag them off on Saturday, but let's say what a great job they're doing. Another clean sheet at home. Certainly the reason we got a point today. It ended 0-0 and quickly forgettable, this game. Most people will only remember it for the long delay they had in the first half. Again, I say it's a decent point when you look at things. Ipswich are a good side. But when are we going to start scoring goals against, folks? I'm really, really worried about this now. We've got Gillingham on Saturday. The players will be absolutely shagged after that game, running around on that heavy pitch. It's not going to be easy. We really need to start scoring some goals. So well done to anybody that went to that game, especially the over 1,000 fans that turned up from Ipswich. Fantastic support from your side in awful weather conditions. That will do it for this review, but before we go, we've got a little treat for you all. And my colleague on the channel, Thomas Pickering, has prepared his little review of the game. I'm sure it'll be full of insightful, detailed analysis. But just before we get to Tom, just want to say if you did like this video, please give it a like. And also, if you like the content on the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit the notify bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. I will be back very soon for another review, and let me lead you on to Thomas.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing more dour than the weather tonight is an Oxford United versus Ipswich Town performance. Jesus Christ, what a waste of time.